guys, today's video is going to be on the Walmart exclusive Mcfarlane Deluxe BRZRKR action figure with digital collectible. The retail price is $49.97 and I did purchase this at Walmart. In my opinion, this release would have been better if it was a page puncher or autograph series. I don't understand why he keeps doing these digital releases when most of his collectors want tangible figures with accessories and not, digital art. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is the front of the box here. Then we have this side that says BRZRKR. The other side shows the figure here. There is the bottom of the box, if anybody needs the barcode. And on the back we have some nice artwork. I do like this packaging design. It is different from his DC toys. You have this cover here. It has Velcro pieces, and it actually works to protect this huge display window here from being scratched or scuffed. There's no annoying ties or tape or anything that are holding the pieces in, so you're actually able to put them back inside, in their little parts and their little spaces here. For display, which is also really nice if you want to display them only in the box. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. I like this design way much better than his DC packaging. One thing that I don't like though about this packaging are these hang tags that he likes to put on some of his packaging. They don't do anything but create problems, especially for inbox collectors. Most all the time they get damaged or creased, and it's hard to store them, especially like if you want to lay them down or store them in a box. You always have to be mindful of this hang tag, and it's super annoying. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and open him up. Okay, so we have this second layer here that you could see while he was in the box, and that has his guns in there, and his digital collectible and his card. And then the top layer is here, and this is nice. It has a like a lid over the plastic piece. So yeah, you can see here is what I'm talking about, where there's no tape or ties or anything. That makes it nice, so you can just, if you don't want to display it open, you can just put it back and it looks good as new. So it does look like they did tape over the gun section, I guess to help them stay in place where they don't pop out inside the packaging. The tape does come off clean. It didn't leave any residue, so that is good. I do want to show you guys that if for any of you who are card collectors, that the card is actually bent in here. Both of them are, the digital collectible one and this one. So it's going to be damaged right out the bat. Let me see if I can get it out. There's going to be a huge crease down the middle. Yep, so that's brand new out of the packaging. That's disappointing. The digital card I don't care about too much because it's a collectible, and to me it's not worth anything anyway. But it is also bent. Alright, so we're going to move on to the accessories, but before I go over them individually, I do want to show you guys something. These guns, actually all of these guns we've seen before. They were released with the King Spawn Deluxe version figure that was released a little while ago, and it's the same exact number of weapons, just a different color, and I'll hold them up here so you can see that that's what that is. These are from that release. So, yep, they're the exact same ones, just, you know, different colors. And then, you know, here's the big gun here, the biggest one, and it's the exact same. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that these have been released before. Okay, so moving on to these accessories. I love all of these accessories. The weapons are large and in charge. There's a bloody knife, the bloody arms, the ripped off arm from some various victim. I mean, I'm just, in the blood detail and everything, I am crazy liking everything that came with this release. So let's go over them one by one. We get the basic black Mcfarlane stand that says BRZRKR on it. Then we'll move on to his guns here. We have his shotgun. Then we have his Tommy gun. We have the Tommy gun. And if you guys picked up the Sergeant Rock figure, because he didn't come with a gun, this looks like the gun that he uses. He uses a Tommy gun, so you could actually take this one from him and put it with your Sergeant Rock figure if you have one. And a grenade launcher. And we have a AK-47. Then we have, I don't know what this is. It's just a large semi-automatic gun. And another one. And then the last one, this is the biggest one out of all of them. Okay, and then we have our knife. It's like a huge Bowie knife, and there is blood detail on there. Yeah, you can see it right there. Right there. Which I think is pretty awesome. Then we have his two alternate battle damaged arms, and these look gnarly too. They have, you know, bloodied, torn flesh there at the top, blood on his hands and fists and on his wrist there. Super nice and detailed and gory looking. Huge fan of these. Then we have a severed arm from one of his victims, possibly. Even has the flesh detail there, like where it's bleeding and rotting. This one's cool. He does have a removable vest, and I will show you guys that. Okay, so I did go ahead and just remove the vest here so you guys can see that it is removable. I had to remove his arms, the butterfly rings, and his head to get it off. And you can see he does have some battle damage underneath here for an alternate look. He has some blood on his neck there and on his back. So this is a close-up of the vest. You can see it's got like utility pockets, like for ammo and stuff, all over the place. He's got some, looks like magazine clips there that are molded in. Pretty detailed. Okay, so we do get 3 extra hands here. We get 2 fists. Here's one of the fists here. And then we get this kind of grabbing hand here. And his alternate hands, or his alternate arms, the battle damage ones, do also come with hands there, and I'll show that to you guys. I'm going to switch out what he came with and show you what he looks like with the battle damage stuff on. We have his pistol. And he does come with an alternate faceplate. So this is the head that he came out of the package with. So you can just pop off the faceplate and then pop this one on. The one he comes with has him in his berserker mode. He's got the blue eyes going and the rage and all that. And he's, you know, got his mouth open like he's yelling. So this one he looks more calm and normal, just like regular Keanu Reeves. So if you like this head sculpt, then you can choose to have him look regular or where he is raging and yelling. On top of the faceplate, we do get 2 additional heads. So here is one of the head sculpts. It has pretty good detail on it. Some nasty wounds here that are bloody, like, you know, just ripped off flesh kind of looks like. And then he's got hair on this side. He has blood on the side of his face here, around his eyes. Super detailed head. And then here is the other one. This one I think I would use for if I was posing him with the battle damage. This one is my favorite. It's gory. It's detailed. It looks super awesome. So yep, and even with the teeth, you can see there's good detail there. He's even got blood, you know, inside of his mouth. So yeah, these are like really nice and detailed. Then we have his card here. There's the front of it. And on the back there, y'all can pause to read if you would like. And then we have the digital collectible card. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the figure. This figure is just great. I really like the detail and the thought that was put into this to this figure. You can either display him in the nice clean look that he comes in the packaging in, or you can, you know, display him in the bloody battle damaged mode like this. I like this version of him. I think what I love the most is the, you know, versatility of the figure. So if you don't like all the gore and blood, then you can definitely display him like he came right out of the box. But it's just nice to have a choice on how you want to display him. I will also show him in B-roll with the different accessories and, you know, different attachments and all that stuff on him. So make sure you guys stay tuned till the end of the video, because that's usually when I put the little staged shots in. I'll go ahead and give you guys a close-up of this particular head sculpt, since this one is my favorite. Just really quick here. One more time. You can see the detail in it. He does have this hole, actually, in, like, it looks like this, you know, in between his ribs, you know, so it looks like it's, I'm trying to see if I can get the camera to pick it up, but there we go. There's a literal hole in there, which is so cool. Yeah, so that's, I mean, I prefer this version of him. Just the detail is super awesome. So yeah, so that's his head sculpt. His whole outfit in general has nice fabric wrinkling detail all on it. His arms have nice detail as well. It looks like he has his, you know, sleeves rolled up here, and then he has his arms and wrist and hands wrapped all the way down. And on the damaged battle arms, they are bloody. So like on his regular ones, they're nice and clean looking. And again, I love that they carried the damage along to the back on the torso. He does have a molded belt that's on top of his diaper, and it does have some ammunition in it, it looks like. A bunch of pockets, you know, all the way around here. And then it also has molded straps that look like they're kind of there to connect his holsters on either side. And the holsters also have these little straps that go on that are molded, that go on the upper thigh. This side is not usable. It's just for show. It's molded into the leg. This side, the holster actually works, and it's a soft material. So that's nice. And it looks nice with the gun in it as well. I'll go ahead and show you guys. With his holster being useful, I mean, being actually where you can use it, I really like this function when Mcfarlane does put this on his figures. We see, you know, very few figures that actually have functioning holsters like this. So I would like to see him actually do more of these. I just think it really upgrades the look of the figure. He does have some nice detail down around the ends of his pants here, where it kind of gathers, where it looks like it's right above, you know, his combat boots. The only thing that I'm not a fan of are the large ankle joints here, because it does cause, you know, that separation in the look of his boots. Yeah, you can see it there. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that, but I do love everything else about this figure, so I'm not too concerned, you know, with that. Let's go ahead and look at his articulations here. I'll show you, his head articulation is going to be different with this head because his hair comes down so low. He's not going to be able to look back as far as this head variant does. So I do want to mention that. But he can look down that far. You know, he can do the 360 with his head and tilt. His arms go up that high and 360. Double jointed elbows. He does have the standard Mcfarlane wrists where he can do the 90-degree bend and also go, you know, tilt back and forth. His wrist can tilt back and forth, go around. He has upper torso rotation and rotation at the waist. He can't do the full splits. That's about as far as he goes there because he's stopped by his holsters there. He does have double jointed knees. Typical Mcfarlane ankles, but you do have to turn, if you want to tilt, you have to turn the ball joint a little bit to be able to do that. And he does have toe articulation, and he can bend forward that far, and oh, he can go back pretty far. That's pretty good. Okay, so I did go ahead and place the head back on here that he came with, and I want to show you guys what I was talking about. So the articulation is going to be a bit different because his hair actually is going to stop him from being able to look up too much if you decide to use this head sculpt. And he doesn't really go down much either. So this one doesn't really have a lot of movement up and down. So just wanted to mention that. Overall, I think this is a great figure. We get a ton of accessories. And I love the extra damaged arms and the ripped off arm that's included. That's like a plus. He's very detailed and versatile. So I'm just super happy about that. But I do still think that he is a little bit on the expensive side. Mcfarlane's King Spawn Deluxe set was also retailed at $50, and it came with 7 guns, 3 minions, and the King Spawn. I thought I would throw that in there, and I also wanted to mention that I'm kind of disappointed that there was no autograph edition of this toy. I think that would have been cool if he could have released an autograph edition for this toy. That would have just sent it over the top, like, you know, triple A+ in my book. What do you guys think about this release? Are any of you guys Berserker fans or Keanu Reeves fans? I'm personally a huge Keanu Reeves fan, and I do have the Myers variant cover. It's a Virgin cover Berserker comic book signed by Keanu Reeves. So I just wanted to show you guys that since I am reviewing the toy release. And I'm pretty sure this is the most expensive comic that I own. So yeah, I also wanted to mention that the movie is also in pre-production. So I really can't wait to see it. That's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.